to you?
Yes, it is novel. Now that you mention it.
What exactly are we saying this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is.
What I can say with total confidence is Elliot here has hit a horse-like mammalia, vertebralia. Would that be the correct classification?
No, but it is horse-shaped with some sort of protrusion or growth.
Right, that's my working theory too. Feral horse. Mad, tumor-ridden, jumps in the middle of the road. Not the fault of any one driver, per se.
It's a fucking unicorn.
It flicked. Welcome to Flick the Script Podcast. This is episode 27. My name is Derek Mitchell. I just got a quick question for you guys. What's the last movie you have watched, whether it's in theaters or at home? What's the last movie you've watched? What do you think about that last movie you've watched? Feel free to leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Just want to get a take on how you guys feel about some of these movies and see what kind of movies you guys are into. So once again, I'm all over social media, all social platforms. You know, the usual like, share, subscribe, Flick the Script Podcast. Go ahead and leave a comment as well. Let me know what's the last movie you've watched. Now, on to this episode. What movie am I going to talk about today? What movie are we here for today? We are here for the movie Death of a Unicorn by A24. I got to say, A24 has been putting out a lot of movies as of lately. And I like their style. I like their uniqueness, I guess you could say. Their movies are always different. And then every time, you talk to, a casual moviegoer, they're just like, well, how come there's no more original movies coming out? I got to say, A24 is one of those companies that continue to deliver the original content. So I just want to go ahead and shout out A24, for what they're doing. They're behind this movie, Death of a Unicorn, that we're about to talk about today. And with that being said, we got 1 hour and 48 minutes on the duration. Directed by Alex Scharfman. Starring Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Taya Leoni, Richard Grant, Anthony Kerrigan, and of course, many other talented actors and actresses as well. Now, Death of a Unicorn. If you're not familiar with this movie, if you haven't seen a trailer, if you know nothing about this movie, I know that title just threw you off completely. You're like, what the hell is this? That's exactly, what this movie is. It's a movie about Paul Rudd. He's going to visit his boss and his boss's family for the weekend. Alongside of him is his daughter, played by Jenna Ortega. They're traveling through the mountains and they just happen to accidentally hit a unicorn on the road. And what happens is, instead of leaving that unicorn on the road, they decide to take it with them, put it in the car, take it with them. What they start to realize is this unicorn, considering that they've touched the unicorn, they've noticed certain things that it's done to their bodies, such as it miraculously caused Paul Rudd's allergies to go away. Jenna Ortega, at the beginning of the movie, she has acne. And during the movie, the blood of the unicorn got on her face, and she starts to notice that the acne is gone. Now, considering that also Paul Rudd, he's in the pharmaceutical business, his boss begins to look at this like, okay, let's see what we can do with this. So he begins to somewhat exploit the unicorn. And as this is happening, Jenna Ortega is just like, no, this is wrong. You guys shouldn't be doing this. There's a story about this. This goes back to ancient times. something bad's going to happen. And without me revealing too much of the movie, bad things start to happen. So it quickly goes from like comedy, and then it bounces around to horror, and then it bounces back to comedy. So it's definitely one of those dark comedy type movies, which is what A24 is known for. They're known for like these types of movies where like they're a little different. And like I said at the beginning, I like their style. I like how they're unique, they're different, they're original. Overall, everyone in this movie did a great job with their acting. I'm starting to notice we're seeing a lot more of Will Poulter. Starting to see more of him. He's a good actor. Starting to see more of him. That's pretty good. Like I said, Leoni's in it. You know, she did a great job. Everyone did a great job in the movie. Great acting. Like I said, original story, original concept. I thought it was good. My expectations for this movie wasn't like the highest, but it also wasn't the lowest. I just was walking into the movie theater and was like, okay, let's just see what it does, you know? And I will say it was overall entertaining. Definitely entertaining. There's a lot of like jokes being made, a lot of humor in the movie. I didn't find much of it funny. Like I said, I like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's a great actor. But as far as the comedy aspect of this movie, I didn't really find too much of it funny. It does bounce around to horror a bit. So there are some scenes where you like, you know, get a little bit of that. So I would have to say overall, if I had to rate this movie on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the greatest. But I will say you'll just be entertained. Don't go in there expecting to watch a movie with some deep storyline and nothing like that, you know. It's just go with the expectation of just enjoying, going along for the ride, I guess you could say. But overall, I'll go ahead and give it a 4, like I mentioned. And like I said, if you want to go ahead and check it out, go check it out, form your own opinion. Like I always say, let me know what you think about it. Like, share, subscribe, leave the comments. Let me know how you feel about the movie. And like I said, once again, this is Death of a Unicorn. Once again, Flick the Script Podcast. I will see you next time. Oh, once again, like I said, let me know what kind of movies you guys are into. What's the last movie you've watched? Let me know. Leave a comment, send me a message, all that good stuff. Once again, I'll see you next time. Flick the Script Podcast.